The next day unfolds softly, tinted with the afterglow of his presence. Messages, gestures, little proofs of devotion, they arrive like sunlight, constant, effortless. It feels like love deepening, not a trap tightening. But beneath the glow, something shifts. A rhythm begins to form, one she doesn't yet hear. David knows exactly what he's doing. He floods her with affection first, so when he pulls away, she'll do anything to earn it back. She'll chase the version that built the magic. Each act of generosity feels like proof. He notices me. He values me. He treasures me. But that version never truly existed. It was only the illusion she was taught to crave. And maybe you've felt that too, the sudden emptiness when the illusion fades. You'll think the love is gone. What's really vanished is only the performance. Love bombing is theatre, a devotion staged with precision, wrapped in obsession, delivered at maximum intensity. So seamless, you never realize it's scripted. It overwhelms the senses, eclipses reason, and blurs the line between affection and addiction. You mistake his control for care, his obsession for devotion. By the time you notice the ground shifting beneath you, the hook is already buried too deep, disguised as longing, wrapped in hope, sealed with memory. And yet, this is where your strength begins. Recognizing the pattern is not failure, it's awakening. No matter how far you drift, your truth remains, waiting for you. He texts 10 times a day. You notice yourself smiling each time. It feels flattering, intoxicating. But beneath the sweetness, there's strategy. Can you hear it? The quiet hum of surveillance disguised as tenderness. Possession begins to look like passion. When he says, "I just want to protect you," do you feel the cage? Or do you only feel safe? When he says, "I love how you never argue with me. You're so easy to be with," do you feel the warmth or the subtle erasure of your own voice? Anna is swept into a storm. She starts living in the rhythm of his focus. Each day brings a new, spellbinding act. Personalized songs, written just for her, sung softly over the phone at midnight. Notes tucked into her bag, "For the one who makes my world shine brighter than the sun." She begins to reorganize her life around David. He encourages her to cancel plans with friends. "We need more time together, Anna. My heart aches when I am not with you. My soul isn't at peace when we're apart." The highs of his affection make the suggestion feel natural. The laughter of friends fades to background noise. Invitations go unanswered. Even her own voice feels secondary to his presence. She checks in constantly, prioritizing his needs. The more she centers her world around him, the more he rewards it. It feels like partnership, but it's actually a facade, a perfectly rehearsed reflection designed to deepen her attachment. Each time she answers faster, cancels plans or bends a boundary, he intensifies the game. More affection, more attention, more praise, reinforcement wrapped in romance. He notices her moods, anticipates her needs, celebrates her victories, comforts her fears, all at a speed that feels almost impossible, almost suspiciously flawless. Pleasure and pain begin to intertwine. She starts to link obedience to emotional reward. Her brain starts to learn. Compliance equals affection, resistance equals distance. Slowly, she begins to mistake control for love, and there's a reason her body believes it's love. Love bombing works on the brain like a drug. When flooded with affection, dopamine floods in, reward, pleasure, craving. Every compliment, every touch, every message sparks a rush, training the mind to seek more. Then comes oxytocin, the bonding hormone, the one that connects a mother to her child, unconditional, instinctive, fierce. It deepens connection, relaxes the body, and convinces you you're safe, cared for, aligned with someone who hasn't yet shown their claws. Together, they create a potent mix, pleasure woven with attachment, craving laced with trust. You don't just want the next message, the next touch, the next moment. you need it. It feels like falling in love, but it's closer to being programmed. A careful engineering of emotion. Soon, waiting becomes the rhythm of your days. Your body depends on him, not for love, but for balance. That's how the bond is built. It sounds scientific when explained, but in her body, it simply feels like love. Real love, though, grows quietly, through consistency, trust, respect. It doesn't crash in like a tidal wave, only to leave you drowning. Anna doesn't yet notice the shaping of dependence, how affection is slowly being rewired into need. She doesn't see the threads being tied, one invisible strand at a time. They're already tightening. Can you feel them pulling? Then the flow of energy softens, if only for a moment. The shift isn't random, it's rehearsed. He's measuring her pulse, testing how deep he's sunk beneath her skin, how fast she'll reach for him when he disappears. One morning, David doesn't text, a small crack in his seamless attention. The silence grows heavier by the hour. Anna's stomach twists. Anxiety rises. Her brain interprets absence as danger. Once your brain links his presence to your peace, his absence feels like withdrawal. You start chasing the high, excusing the hurt, and naming the addiction love. That's how the trap tightens. David knows silence is louder than words. Withholding is his instrument. How long before she reaches first? How desperate will her tone become? Then, just as suddenly, he returns, a bouquet, a soft apology. One message, and her body exhales. Relief floods in, dizzying and sweet. She's hooked again. Stronger, deeper, more devoted. Ecstasy wrapped in obsession. Do you see how the love becomes a craving? Her mind starts to read pain as passion. The suffering itself becomes proof that the love is real. It isn't weakness or foolishness. It's chemical manipulation, and it can happen to anyone. Classic reinforcement follows, withdrawal, then affection. The nervous system learns to crave instability, to mistake relief for love. Calm feels empty. Chaos feels like home. And just like that, she's even more ensnared. Each cycle deepens the bond, the displays grow grander, the withdrawal hurts more. She falls further, not in love, but in dependency. Quietly, he's rewriting her brain's attachment system. What your brain has learned, it can also unlearn. Clarity seeps in like morning light, warming the edges of fogged perception. With patience, courage, and compassion, you can retrain your mind, reclaim your peace, and choose freely where your love flows. As the weeks unfold, Anna's thoughts are anchored to David, her days already colored by his focus. She doesn't yet know the next act has already been orchestrated. It's Saturday morning. Anna thinks she's heading out for a routine brunch. Instead, David is waiting at her door with a small, neatly packed bag. "Pack a few things," he says, eyes warm and steady. "I've planned something special for us." Excitement flutters in her chest as she follows him. Hours later, they arrive at a quiet seaside inn perched on a cliff, where the ocean crashes against jagged rocks below. Salt and sea spray mingle with the faint aroma of wildflowers. Sunlight glints on the water, reflecting a vivid thrill stirring inside her. Every detail is deliberate, meant to mesmerize her. The room has a balcony overlooking the endless horizon. Soft blankets drape the chairs. A small basket holds her favorite snacks. A handwritten note rests on the bed. "For the one who makes the world feel like it's only ours." On the balcony, the ocean wind tangles her hair. The sun warms her skin. David joins her silently, handing her coffee, just the way she likes it. He stands beside her, watching the horizon, smiling when she laughs at the gulls skimming the waves. Every gesture is thoughtful, a scarf when the wind bites, a pause at just the right moment to capture a view she admires. Dinner is quiet, the sky fading from gold to deep indigo, stars scattered across the heavens. Candles flicker, casting gentle shadows across their faces. Soft music drifts through the air, a compilation of all the songs she's ever mentioned loving. Their voices mingle with whispered confessions, tender, private, suspended in warmth. He recounts small personal moments she shared in passing, a scent she loved, a photo she once admired, and she melts into the care lavished upon her, as if the world has been quietly rearranged just for her. After dinner, silence settles. The ocean pulses softly below, stars glitter above. Anna leans back, eyes half closed, feeling the warmth press gently against her chest. She has never felt more alive, more seen, more enchanted. It feels perfect, too perfect. This is the apex of the illusion, the moment her senses are taught to equate him with safety, serenity, home. A masterclass in emotional conditioning, disguised as romance. In no time, David talks of marriage, of children, of their dream home. The pressure mounts for her to move in, to commit, every suggestion framed as love. Anna believes in the story he's weaving. She floats on clouds of attention, unaware that beneath the surface, a foundation is being laid for control. This is the heartbreaking truth of love bombing. It feels like love, but it's actually the opening act of abuse. Sometimes, a flicker of doubt crosses her mind. This is too good to be true. But before it can grow, he's there again, calling, texting, praising, planning. There is no space to think, no silence to question, only him, everywhere. Until her thoughts begin to echo his, drowning every flicker of doubt before it can breathe. Yet, even if your voice feels small, it still exists. That faint whisper, is this really right? Is your inner compass, gently guiding you back to yourself, reminding you that your heart knows the way home. If this story feels familiar, take this moment gently, healing begins softly. What was meant to destroy you can become the reason you rise. Awareness is the first step back to yourself. There's a red flags checklist in the description. It can help you see what your heart missed. Share this story. Someone else might need to hear it too. Comment which moment stayed with you. Subscribe for the next chapter. The story doesn't end here. In the next video, devotion begins to shift, and the storm of attention leaves shadows behind. For now, remember, the brightest light can hide the darkest truth. The hand that lifts you may also tether you. The warmth that draws you in may cloud your vision. And sometimes, love is just the opening brushstroke of a masterpiece you didn't commission.